For all those blokes out there that ride past lycra clad bicycle riders leaving a metre gap at 150 kilometres an hour, just be mindful that they might have already been using this device on their push bikes.
A
Piss Take
Production.
Welcome back to another episode on Piss Take Production. The big question that's come across a lot of the forums are, where do I put my accessories on the DRZ within the cockpit with regards to the limited capacity to fit electronic components to the handlebars? Has been a ongoing dilemma in the DRZ community. I just think I've come up with the #1 solution to solve all your problems, including fitting your phone, your GPS unit, or your little Garmin SOS devices in one simple thing. So this product's called Horizontal Extension Frame for a Bicycle, and I've come up with the idea to use it as a GPS mount. Also, you could even use it as a phone mount. So it's essentially 2 clamps that can go onto the lower handlebar. So we're going to give this a go and see if it fits on the Suzuki and see if it eliminates all the problems of limited space within the cockpit. So let's install it and see how we go. Shout out to the lycra clad cyclist community for using devices that we can use on our motorbike. Okay, now it's made out of CNC'd aluminium. It comes with 2 batteries, and by the looks of it, let's have a look. There's 2 end caps, and they're the batteries. So the only concerning thing, that's not a AA or a AAA size, it's its own generic size. So if these fail, I guess you'll be up shit creek really. Now the other cool thing, that's the button to turn it on. So it's got a little LED light to indicate that it's on. Now let's fix the first side. So it comes with a little Allen key. And I'm going to first try to decide which spacer to use. Now that we'll slip that onto the lower handlebar. I've had to swap out the spacers. Now I've had a lot of issues trying to fit this. I've had to use the quad lock spacer that you get out of the quad lock pack to fit on the handlebar instead of what they gave in the pack. And then I've screwed it down at this angle. It's tightening this up. I've angled this USB port so it's out this way. Okay, now that's on. Doesn't seem to go anywhere. Now these are all just on my thumb tightness. Okay, let's see if the battery goes in. One thing I didn't look. Okay, so it goes in like that. Let's put the cap on. Now the battery in, positive in first. Yeah, it's up to you guys if you want to run this top bar brace, or it's up to you if you want to run the brace asshole. Just going to get this on and make sure it's positioned right. Okay. That's why. Okay, now we're in business. We'll see what we can fit to this. There's only a small gap between the padding. So I've just put it on charge. I mean, this little bar extender has potential. I've just had to take the Suzuki crash bar off and redo the two clamps because there was a bit of slippage, and I've run some tape on the handlebar. Yeah, it's great as a USB port to charge devices. So let's find. So this is off the Garmin. It's going to turn the Garmin on. I'll just come out a bit. Go up. So that's one way where you can have an extra backup battery for your Garmin. This is in the way a little bit. Yeah, that's due for a charge. So that would give, it'd be interesting to find out what that would give for extended battery life. So for you guys out there that don't want to run a USB port that I've got here through from the battery, you can just park your bike at home, put this on charge, and that's your secondary battery. I'm just going to give an example of how this all works. Let's get the GoPro into position. The only change that I might have to do is put the GoPro on the left and the Garmin on the right, because the USB port is on and that's too short. I'm just going to use a longer cable. The great thing, you can run USB or USB-C to USB-C to the GoPro, and because there's two ports in this device, let's have a look. Let's go like that. The Garmin device can then, so you can run two devices off that extender bar. And your phone, and my phone can run a USB cable. I've got one of the others, nor the cable length on this, and that's the entire setup for all your devices. That's the setup. Before I had the phone up here, it wasn't really in a position I really wanted it to be. In the next episode, instead of the phone being on this extender bar, I'm going to use a Android CarPlay device, and that's going to replace where the phone sits. So that might come off and the Android unit will sit here. The other thing is, just make sure if you do use this setup that you check that you don't hit your components on the hard lock right and left. It does touch, but it doesn't impede it. So there you go. That's the installation of the USB battery extender bar. Thanks for watching.